Did you ever wonder how strong Dreamworks villains actually are? I am Mikey, and today we are diving straight into the trenches of animation history to rank the top 8 absolute peak Dreamworks villains. And to make sure nobody calls me biased, I brought my brother along to keep me in check.
What's up, everybody?
So Alex, here is how it's going down. We split the list right down the middle. 4 of my ultimate picks against 4 of yours going back and forth. Let's see who really understands the villains.
Oh, it's fine by me, but we need a judge, because you never admits when you are wrong.
Don't you worry about that. Judge is going to be our audience. At the end of this video, I want you guys to comment and let us know whose list you find more accurate and who is out here just straight up yapping.
Oh, brother, you really are cooked today. I already know you're gonna glaze your favorites, but I'm ready to bring you the reality check. You are going first, so lock in.
Oh, I am locked in, and we are kicking things off at number 8 with the Jade Warlord himself, General Kai. This man deadass walked straight out of the spirit realm after 500 years of exile, and his introduction theme song alone has god-tier presence. People constantly sleep on his power scaling, but his feats are completely outrageous.
God-tier presence? He's just a big bull who is just swinging rocks on chains. Let's be real here, Mikey.
Rocks on chains? See? You're already LARPing. Kai didn't just fight regular mortals. He soloed Master Oogway in the afterlife and stole his chi. Then he came back to Earth and literally collected the souls of every single kung fu master in China like they were trading cards. Shifu, Crane, Mantis. All of them got turned into green jade zombies under his absolute control. Swinging massive jade blades on chains with insane precision, he cut through mountains and shattered Oogway's sacred statue into pebbles. He systematically wiped out an entire generation of martial arts. No diff the Furious 5, and even defeated Shifu relatively with ease.
Holy yap, bro. But okay, I'll give you that the jade zombie thing was clean. But he literally overstuffed himself like an idiot and physically exploded because he couldn't handle Poe's chi.
No, it's too much. That's too much.
You know what's common between you and him?
How about you enlighten me?
You both are greedy as fuck.
Ha ha ha. So funny. You and your lame jokes.
Are you serious right now, bro?
In reality, Kai pushed Poe so hard that the only way to stop him was a literal self-sacrifice move to drag them both back to the spirit realm. He didn't lose a fight. He only lost because he tried to absorb the infinite power of the Dragon Warrior and physically exploded from the overload. Basically, the mighty plot armor got him. He was definitely overpowered.
While you're busy crying about plot armor for a guy who relied entirely on supernatural chi, which he stole, by the way, my first pick single-handedly wiped out an entire species, using nothing but pure and cold calculation.
We do not care.
At number 7, we have Grimmel the Grizzly. This is where we get into the characters who are both strategic geniuses and personally lethal.
I'm afraid you're mistaken. You've never seen anything like me.
I know you, bro. You are always biased towards the smart guys who can't actually throw hands. He's just an old man with a crossbow. What are we doing here?
An old man who single-handedly hunted the most overpowered dragon species in history. He didn't use a massive army or ancient magic. He did it alone, with a custom crossbow and a toxic, flawless understanding of dragon psychology. Look at how he operates. He takes Death Grippers, these terrifying armored dragons, and injects them with their own mind-controlling venom to turn them into mindless biological weapons. He doesn't bond with them, he owns them.
They serve me, and only me.
Turning his own dragons into biological weapons is pretty cold. I'll give you that one. But the second his setup failed, he was cooked.
I am not done yet.
I'm not finished.
When he goes after Toothless, he uses a Light Fury as literal bait, predicts every single move Hiccup is going to make, and forces the entire village of Burke to abandon their ancestral home just to stay alive.
I don't see a way of staying here any longer.
Yeah, his setups are insane, but the moment things went sideways and he was forced into a raw physical struggle in midair, he was completely exposed. Insane hunter, god-tier planner, but take away his gear, and he's ultimately mortal.
That's why he is on number 7. Dumbass.
Your Grimmel represents the danger of a man with a brilliant mind and a cold heart. But what happens when you give that exact same level of malice to a pathetic man who suddenly gains the power of a god? Number 6 brings us to Titan.
Oh, for God's sake, Mikey, not him.
I know you hate him, but Hal Stewart is deadass the most terrifyingly realistic villain Dreamworks ever made. He doesn't want an empire or ancient treasures. He's just a pathetic, lonely cameraman who gets handed the powers of a literal god by Megamind.
Honestly, how down bad can one individual actually be? The second he gets rejected by a girl,
There is no us, okay? There will never be an us.
he decides he's going to burn the entire city to the ground out of pure petty spite. It's actually crazy.
Exactly. And that's why his raw power scaling feats are completely OP. He lifts an entire skyscraper with his bare hands and throws it across the city like a toy. He flies at supersonic speeds and carves Titanville into the streets with his laser eyes.
The building throw was wild, but his battle IQ is practically below zero.
It doesn't matter when you have the power of Superman and zero morals. When he looks at Roxanne and tells her there is no Easter Bunny, no Tooth Fairy, and no Queen of England, his aura is off the charts because he's a petulant child with absolute power. He turned a comedy movie into a straight-up psychological horror film. He showed everyone what a real monster looks like, forcing a lifelong supervillain like Megamind.
Yeah, the psychological horror pivot went crazy. I can agree with that.
Guys, it's so rare that he actually admits where he agrees with me.
It's because you rarely have any good takes.
Is your brother like this as well? Comment down.
Your Titan used his godlike physical strength to tear a city apart. But my next villain doesn't need to lift a finger to break you. He just looks into your mind and finds your deepest nightmare. Entering the top 5, Pitch Black is the definition of psychological trauma in a holiday movie.
It's the one thing I always know. People's greatest fears.
Personally, I don't like it when someone peeks into my mind, but let's be real. Pitch is just a shadow guy who got beat up by a bunch of kids who stopped being scared.
I do believe in you. I'm just not afraid of you.
You are massively downplaying him, lil bro. I will not tolerate the slander. This man is the literal boogeyman, and his presence is straight up gothic horror. He casually jumped the Sandman, an ancient immortal cosmic god, and dissolved him into corrupted black dust in the middle of the sky. He raided the Tooth Fairy's palace, kidnapped her entire operation, and stole the childhood memories of every kid on Earth, just to break their spirits.
Okay, jumping a cosmic god like Sandman is an outrageous feat, I'll give you that.
Exactly. His impact is insane, because he didn't just attack the Guardians physically, he systematically erased children's belief.
There's no such thing as the Easter Bunny.
Until the Easter Bunny turned into a tiny, helpless house pet, and Santa Claus was running around empty. He turns pure and innocent dreams into literal weaponized nightmares. You can't even hide from him, because he lives under your bed. A complete nightmare, if you ask me.
Fair enough, but he still got dragged under the bed by his own horses at the end.
Everyone has its limits, bro. I think his demise was beautifully written as well.
Pitch Black wanted to erase the joy of childhood, but long before Pitch brought darkness to the screen, a certain exiled prince decided to erase an entire bloodline just to rewrite his destiny. At number 4, let us all welcome Lord Shen. This peacock is deadass the most complex and dark villain Dreamworks ever cooked.
The only reason you're still alive is that I find your stupidity mildly amusing.
I'll actually agree with you here. His backstory is straight up psychological horror for a kid's movie. Even I, as an adult, was pretty shocked at the storyline.
Right? When a prophecy foretold that a warrior of black and white would defeat him, he didn't just run away. He took his personal army and committed a literal genocide against the entire panda population just to overwrite his own fate. That is an insanely dark foundation for a story. He is the sole reason Poe grew up an orphan in a vegetable crate.
He definitely realized his own physical limitations, though. He knew his feather blades and fast martial arts wouldn't beat every master in China.
Show off.
You are no match for our kung fu.
I agree.
Exactly. So he invented cannons to make kung fu completely irrelevant. I mean, that's like bringing a handgun into an MMA fight. He also blew Master Thundering Rhino out of existence and took over a city in a day. He was thinking generations ahead, trying to build an empire to fill the void left by parents who exiled him. And that final scene, when his warship is collapsing and the giant cannon is falling right at him, he doesn't scream or beg Poe for mercy. He just looks at the wreckage, closes his eyes, and accepts his fate with pure cold dignity. Hate him or love him. That was pure aura.
The acceptance at the end was pure cinema.
Thank you for recognizing that.
Lord Shin used technology to make martial arts irrelevant. But the number 3 spot belongs to a monster so physically dominant that no weapon on Earth could hold him back.
You serious?
Number 3 is where things get completely serious. Tai Lung.
Oh, here we go. He has been your favorite from the very beginning. I knew you were going to try and claim him for your side. You always glaze him.
Whatever makes you sleep well at night, lil bro, because his actual feats are so legendary, it's not even funny. The man was locked at the bottom of a vertical mountain prison, strapped into a massive iron shell, spiked into the stone floor, and guarded by 1,000 heavily armed rhinos.
What's he gonna do about it? I've got him completely immobilized. Psych!
And how does he break out? He uses a single stray goose feather to pick the lock with his tail.
The feather escape was smooth, but he still couldn't beat a fat panda.
Come on, man. We both know the reasons why he lost. At least, don't disrespect the grind. He literally sets the prison on fire and wipes out the entire army in a matter of minutes. The rope bridge fight against the Furious Five? That is pure cinema as well. He literally fights all 5 of them at the same damn time. Not only that, but he also hits them with the most advanced nerve strikes and paralyzed them all in one move. My man roasted them while whooping their ass, mind you, but he completely broke Shifu, mentally and physically.
He absolutely dismantled Shifu, you're right, but he only lost to Po because Po accidentally counterscaled his nerve strikes with obesity and hit him with a Wuxi finger hold. In other terms, Master Plot Armor got him as well.
Exactly. In reality, Tai Lung walks out of that room with a massive W, and it's not even close.
See, we agree on something.
Nice.
Tai Lung was a mortal who achieved the peak of physical destruction, but the top 2 villains on this list aren't mortal at all. They are literal cosmic concepts that cannot be beaten by physical force. At the runner-up spot at number 2, Death. Yes, the literal death.
I'm death. Straight up.
Hey, real talk. There is zero debate about his placement once you look at the facts.
Look, I agree the whistling goes crazy. But he's basically just mad because a cat was being arrogant. Or am I missing something here?
A cat being arrogant? Death isn't a normal villain trying to conquer a kingdom or build a weapon. He is the literal conceptual Grim Reaper wearing a wolf outfit, and he came down to the mortal world because he was personally disgusted by how Puss wasted his first 8 lives like a joke. The absolute second this man steps on screen, the entire tone of the movie shifts. He is single-handedly changing the genres of the movie. Every other villain on this list has a weakness or a moment where they look vulnerable. Death has absolutely none. He is fundamentally invincible because you cannot kill a universal concept.
Yeah. In their first fight at the bar, Death didn't even sweat. That panic attack scene was heavy.
Exactly. He disarms Puss effortlessly, slices his forehead open, and leaves the legendary hero shivering on the floor, having a literal panic attack.
I just love the smell of fear.
Poor Puss was traumatized. That chilling whistle and those glowing red eyes create pure, inescapable dread. Puss didn't even beat him at the end. Death only stepped back because Puss finally stopped treating his last life like a joke, which made the hunt useless to continue.
I came here for an arrogant little legend.
But I don't see him anymore.
When your only victory condition against a villain is proving that you are worth not killing yet, that is the ultimate god-tier presence.
The aura was completely unmatched. You're not wrong.
Ha ha ha. You know a villain's is genuinely good when we both agree on it.
Ugh, true that.
Not bad, not bad. Not you.
But if death is an absolute, inevitable end, holding the number 1 spot is an ancient goddess who doesn't just wait for your life to end, she manipulates reality itself like a game of chess. And finally, at number 1, Eris, the goddess of chaos.
Only the OGs will know who she is, but come on, number 1? Is she really clearing the whole roster? Sounds like a reach.
She deadass clears the entire Dreamworks roster just by existing.
And the mortal world is at peace, but not for long.
Her animation in the movie is wild. She's constantly morphing and gliding around like toxic smoke, which makes her look completely otherworldly compared to everyone else.
That's what I like about you.
This woman literally lounges around in Tartarus, shifting constellations and playing chess with human lives just because she's bored on a Tuesday.
What?
Her feats are completely stupid.
Shifting constellations is an insane cosmic flex. I'll give you that one. But she still got beaten by a simple bet. For a goddess, that's kind of a weak limit.
Because a god physically cannot break a divine contract. She reaches into the night sky, grabs actual stars, and breathes life into them to spawn massive mythical monsters like the Rock and the Kraken. She stole the Book of Peace without breaking a sweat, framed Sinbad,
It's a joke, right? I didn't do it!
and single-handedly threw 12 whole cities into absolute political chaos. You can't punch her, you can't stab her, and you definitely can't outpower her. She didn't even lose a fight. She just got bored with the game, packed up, and left with her peak aura completely intact. Number 1, and it's not even close. You can debate on me all day long.
Oh no, I am done debating you, lil bro. The audience will decide who cooked this list and who is a fraud who watches shows from TikTok.
Fine by me, but when you look at this lineup, you realize why modern animation feels empty. Modern studios are too afraid to let villains be genuinely terrifying.
They give us misunderstood antagonists or twisted villains who apologize at the end.
But these 8, they just did not freaking care, bro. Well, I am impressed at you for actually having some decent takes today, even if my picks overall cleared the list.
Whatever makes you happy, lil bro.